About 2 years back, there was this television show called This Body Works For Me, and I absolutely hated just seeing the trailers of it. I don't watch the show. It was clearly targeted at um, growing this whole addiction, sexual addictions and porn addictions and stuff like that. It's girls that were using their bodies in order to make money. It was a disgusting show, period. And it brought to us a character by the name of Wandi, this lady that's in front right here. The show would actually, I think they ended up having another season or so. But with Uwandi now, where she is right now, it just got wild, or it just got real. There is a new report concerning her, concerning an event that happened between her and some of her cousins or sisters or so forth, at a family house that led to someone being stabbed, and she was arrested in between the whole commotion because she was involved in the whole thing. What her involvement is not clear yet, but she was arrested with the people that she was involved in. This is the person who lost his life in that whole thing. There was a fight concerning him and the family. They were trying to get him to kind of like lower the music or something like that. He stays in the back room. And during that whole thing, her mother went to the back and came back hurt on the head. When she came back hurt on the head, Wandi and the others saw this. And they went to confront the uncle. On their arrival over there, it ensued a fight, and someone ended up stabbing him, and he passed away after that. So there's like TikTok videos now concerning the scene, and there was actually an audio of someone who was in the house who explained what exactly happened. And so the story, we got it from someone that was there. Right. So now, this era of this show for me was like, now we are at a point where the televised content does not need any form of talent. Like, you see, acting, you actually have to have a talent. You must have a good memory to memorize the lines and be able to, to deal. By season 2, there was now, I think, 2 characters that were in the people's eyes. The lady, Colin Fega, and Wandi herself. And Koli would actually be the reason why I would stop watching South African comedian skit makers. Tando Comedy, what, like all these content creators who do comedy started putting her. There's no joke. They're just showing her. Around that same period, this content of adult content started becoming so popular. I had to leave X or Twitter, because on Twitter, even the people that used to advocate what, those pages that were very popular at publishing news, if something was posted somewhere or you had a rumor about it, you go to the advocate page on Twitter, you were able to verify that these news are so. Now that page started just publishing adult content. They just started publishing all of that. And so there was a whole era where that was the case. Good for that younger generation that does not understand, that think they're going to stay at their parents' house. Nowadays, they just leave school. They want to just sit at home and do nothing. And see, this story is a highlight for them to learn. Why do you need your own place? You're going to grow. You're going to want to do things that you should be doing at your house, not doing at other people's house, not doing at other people's back rooms. and all that kind of stuff. There's rules there. You're not gonna like the rules. Now you gotta be complaining, and you're gonna be what? And it raises all kinds of arguments and fights and what and all of that stuff. And so this story here directly addresses this newer generation that does not understand why. Like, you see, I'm in my own place now. It's in the evening. People could be doing up and downs and doing whatever, but I'm in my own place. I can get here and shoot the video whenever I want and do what I want to do. Do I want to stay up until 12? Do I want to stay up until 3 o'clock? It's my place. I can do that. But someone else's house, they want to sleep, they got to go to work tomorrow, you're making noise and thingy. And so this story, I think it's a perfect example. Perfect example for this younger generation that does not understand. When you grow older, you start doing things and wanting to be bossy and wanting to own the space. And should this happen when you're at your mother's house, you're going to have now unnecessary fights with your parents. Should this happen at your sister's house, you're going to start having issues with your sister. Because now you want to do things that, these things you should be doing them at your house. Now it's going to sound like they're being overly controlling because they're telling you, excuse me, I don't want this done in my house. Now it's like, no, they just don't like you, you know, they have issues with you, and then they don't have issues with you. It's their house. This is the kind of things we can reference this story as a reminder. This is why. This whole thing of you just gonna sit around with the boys, or you just gonna, this is why you don't do that. Because you're going to come to a point or an age where you need to be responsible for yourself. Not only do you need to be responsible for yourself, you don't want to be under another person's roof. Yes, if you are renting by yourself at someone's back room, away from relationships that can strain, good. But this is why we advocate for that. This is why you don't laze around. This is why you don't start dragging your feet. In countries like Asia, it's a trend. There is a trend like this of what's happening in this modern day, where young people just don't want to do nothing. There's a trend of it, of young people wait. There are these homes or retirement homes where young people are going to just not have to do anything. I forgot the names of them. I forgot the names of these places. Young people go there just to not do anything. They just go and just sit. Just go and sleep there and not do anything. And I'm talking about absolutely nothing. I remember seeing videos about it, and I thought it was a weird trend. But it turned out it wasn't just a trend. It was actually because, the communist ideas and stuff like that, it has completely come to a point where it's discouraging young people from working. Yeah, I think I found one of them that actually show it. You can go and watch it when you get time. It is a subject literally in Asia. Yeah, it's China. I remember it's China. This is it here. I remember watching this thing and I thought it was such a weird idea. Young people retiring to escape the rat race, to escape having to work and stuff like that. And they are thing. 8 retirement homes, they were trending early this year. They were January, December, they were trending. And so you can go and watch some of these videos on YouTube that actually tell you about this thing. And so they're falling into that, just watch anime, play games, and then they just don't want to do anything. And what they don't realize is that what it comes to a certain period where you're going to be dependent or reliant on others. Not that there is no time where someone might be on a little bit of a bad luck and stuff like that, and things cause them to be dependent a little bit more and stuff. But you don't want that to not be an option for you to go and actually be able to keep those doors open. You have an opportunity to go edge education, do that. But to slack around, it will put you in this position. And it's not a necessary thing. It's not necessary for you to put yourself in a position where you're still staying by your parents' house at a later age when you now want to be bossy now. Now you are just starting unnecessary argument because you should have been at your own place to begin with. Stories like this highlight that. They highlight that. It starts you start wanting to do your own things and you forget. You stay with other people. That boss mentality is not going to work over there. Yeah, tell me your thoughts down in the comment section, and I hope this video finds you well. A young man that needs to watch that video, send it over to them so that they can see what you can avoid that. Apply yourself, engage, be willing to engage the marketplace, be willing to engage with the school system. Try to understand what is it that I can do today, tomorrow, you don't stop that, Yeah, you can't see your parents doing that and then say, I don't want to do that. So you don't want to do that and then you just want to do that. That's it. Doesn't work. Right. Structured show. It costs money to eat. It costs money to drink. Even water. Water costs money. It costs money to have light. It costs money to not want to know that you have eaten. It costs money doing that. Just having food. It costs money doing that. And so you can't just be off. Doesn't work like that. So Ricky, and I'll see you on the later on episode. Y'all keep educating. Continue being salt in this dying world.